I feel like everyone has reservations. Everyone has certain obstacles that they think I'm gonna face. And I feel like everyone else besides Lydia and I are a lot more nervous than we are. And honestly, that's like the scariest part. I'm like, holy shit, like, am I going in this super naive?
Love is blind. Love ain't got no credit score. Love is broke. Love got one eye. Listen, let Izzy tell you this. There ain't nothing that love isn't that is not love, okay? So let's get straight into it. So Izzy and Stacy are getting married, right? And how come I see Izzy hit the Michelob Light? That's when you know it's finna be a long day, okay? Roll the clip.
I got so much to fill y'all in on.
Oh, yeah. From just the last.
So Izzy tells his boys that literally 2 days before the wedding, he finally confessed to Stacy about the situation about his credit score. Now, I gotta keep it real with y'all. I want to defend Izzy in this, but I can't. Why? Because when he was in the pods with Johnny, he mentioned that ASAP, like that T.I. song, okay? However, with Stacy, it took him literally 2 days before the wedding to do it. Now, fellas, let's keep it real. If the shoes were on the other side and a woman told y'all, hey, my credit is kind of messed up, I know a lot of y'all fellas couldn't do it. And me personally, I can't defend Izzy on this because this is messy.
I wasn't like afraid to tell her I'm a man of integrity.
You're the strong, rock, the cool, calm guy.
And the lie detector detected that is a lie. Fellas, let's keep it real. When you really like a girl and a girl has a certain deal breaker, sometimes women do it too, but as a man, we don't tell it right away. Why? In fear of the woman breaking the relationship off with us or walking away. That's why he didn't tell her. If he tells her the truth, that's the main reason. Let's keep it all the way 100.
Action is there. Like, love has no credit score. Love has no price tag. Love has no timeline.
You know it's real when your own boys don't even believe you. Look at his face. His homeboys don't even believe him. And they know that he dropped the ball on this. And you know what? Initially, as I mentioned, I like Izzy. I still do. But Izzy's problem was that whenever it was time for him to be held accountable, he would manipulate the situation. And now I see it. And that's a problem. Own the fact, Izzy, that, yo, I should have been transparent about that right away. Own it. That's what real men do. You own your mistakes as a man. If you mess up, you tell the woman or your homie, whatever the situation may be, hey, I messed up. Forgive me. Can you give me another chance? Now, the reality of the situation is they now go to the altar and Izzy is, of course, doing this whole Drake thing that he likes to do. And Stacy says her vows. Izzy says yes, and Stacy says no. Now, afterwards, they caught him outside production, and they interviewed him, and child, he went in. Roll the clip.
I just focused on her. I was at the gym, and I saw Titanic pop up on the TV, and that's what I picture love being. It's just like unconditional, doesn't matter. And that's the whole point of this. Is does it matter? Does a credit score matter? Does a car I drive matters? Or I go to fucking dinner matter? None of that matters to me.
In a perfect world, a woman will marry you because you're a man full of honesty, loyalty, and integrity. But we're not in a perfect world. We're in a fallen world since the apple got ate, okay? Now, I will say this, brother. It may not matter to you, but it certainly matters to her. And he has some sort of a romanticized idea of what marriage is. And for a 29-year-old, he should know better.
It makes me wonder, why are you 33 and single and not married?
I'm 29 years old. I can give you everything that a fucking rich 45-year-old man that you always go for and always fell with can't give you.
I know I had to put that on double speed because y'all know Netflix be hating on the copyright. Hold up. Let me slow it down.
I'm 29 years old and I can give you everything that a fucking rich 45-year-old man that you always go for and always fell with can't give you.
Woo! Where do I begin? Okay, So let's start first with the obvious shade, talking about Stacey being 33 and single. Now, I gotta keep it real. On that part, Izzy was being petty. And you know what? Real talk, I'm not making excuses for Izzy, but Izzy is hurt. He just got rejected at the altar in front of his friends, family, and 30 million people that are watching the playback. People have to understand that he's hurt. Now, I will give Izzy points for being a gentleman. When Stacey was rejecting him at the altar, he wasn't being salty, he wasn't being rude, he wasn't acting crazy. He took it like a G and walked off. However, imagine after you just got rejected, now you got production and cameras in your faces asking you how you feel. Now, it looks like Izzy's still a little buzz off that Michelob Light, not making no excuses, none at all. But imagine you in that position and they asked you, how do you feel right now? He just spoke how he felt, okay? Now, the 33-year-old comment was below the belt, and y'all know me. I'm not above being petty. I love pettiness, because y'all know I be with the petty-ish too, okay? Now, the other comment I do gotta address as well. He said, I can do everything that the 45-year-old rich man can do. Now, let's keep it 100. What Izzy's talking about is he can give Stacey that physical love, okay? Izzy knows that he can please Stacey. We know how Stacey got excited about Izzy's pogo stick. That's not a secret. But the reality is, Izzy, there comes a point in certain women's lives where you're going to have to do more than just bring your phallus. You're going to love. Remember, like her daddy said, sometimes love likes to fly first class. Love likes to eat. Love is not always about clapping cheeks, Izzy. Let's keep it real. I'm just being honest. Love is also about, sometimes love's got to pay the bills, Izzy. You feel me? And that is something the 45-year-old can do that you cannot. The 45-year-old can help Stacey to pay for that $20K HVAC. Matter of fact, it's $40K because she got two of those. The 45-year-old guy that Stacey is dating can pay for that. You, sir, you cannot. Now, I know that there are people that are Team Izzy in the building and saying, yo, Solo, but that should not matter. And you're right. I do agree with you on that. But I do have to say this. Izzy knew the type of girl that Stacey was or is. I know a lot of people are saying Stacey's a gold digger. I would say Stacey's high maintenance. And I would even agree with people and say that Stacey is materialistic and superficial. Her talking about roll the clip.
Maybe I have. I mean, he just got his passport. His favorite restaurant, I think, is Chipotle. I'm like,
Stacey is a bourgeois. Stacey is high maintenance. She's an upper class girl. Now, some people might disagree with me on if she's upper class or classy. Look, I'm not here to argue that. All I'm saying is when Stacey's daddy tried to give Izzy the 411 and tell him sometimes love likes to fly first class, Izzy should have listened to him. Roll the clip.
what about like Peruvian food? Have you ever gone to a Mediterranean restaurant? Like, I don't think he doesn't know what to order.
Well, you're like the girl with the hip spots.
It's just funny.
It obviously bothers Stacey a lot, but there's definitely a difference when it comes to lifestyle. And I think that if Izzy would have been more honest initially about his credit report, it would have been able to help the situation a lot better. Now, me personally, I think that Stacey is a bit too superficial. Who cares if he's tried Mediterranean foods? Who cares if he likes Chipotle? Because what type of food he likes doesn't necessarily infringe on him being a good man or a bad man. It just means that he has certain tastes or preferences. And it's unfortunate that Stacey's hung up on these small superficialities. But then I took a look at her Instagram, and when you start to look through her Instagram and see her pictures and videos, you see the type of lifestyle that Stacey lives and what she values. And when you look at Izzy, a person who is a lover, a man, I don't know what his sign is, but he's a lover. He clearly cares about romance and such, and he does have a naive view of it. They're completely different. Izzy's more of a person who cares about love and feelings and being loved. Stacy cares more about a guy who's able to provide a luxurious lifestyle. And yes, it may be pretentious, and yes, it may be superficial, because that's how a lot of these uppity folks look at it. They care more about image and social status than they care about actual relationship. They look at business as a marriage. It's for them, it's about prestige. It's about having the last name that has clout. It's about being able to move in certain circles. Izzy doesn't care about that. They were not equally yoked. Anyway, let's wrap this up real quick with Lydia and Milton.
One, you go after it.
Yep.
Just remember that everything is good during the honeymoon phase, the first 2 years.
We see Milton's dad that we haven't seen him like before, okay? And he's trying to give his son sage advice, but Milton is kind of like, it's, I know what I'm doing, thank you. Now, when I looked at this dynamic, so much made sense to me. And I'm not trying to assume, but I'm assume. And what I'm thinking is that Milton's dad is giving him sage advice. However, Milton is trying to prove his father wrong. And I think that Milton desires a relationship where there is emotions being shown. Remember, Milton comes from a strict family where his mother and father taught him how to be stoic, how to not show emotions. And I think that Milton has been bottling that up for years, and he wants to experience that. Milton wants to experience what emotions are, because he had to grow up fast. Think about it. Everybody says Milton is immature. I disagree. Milton skipped a couple classes, facts. Milton grew up in another country, Japan, where he had to learn another language. And then on top of that, you're in a country that there aren't a lot of black people, so he probably was isolated. Milton, I think, is yearning to experience not just emotions, but particularly what is love, what is family, what is community. Milton knows deep down in his heart he'll never get it from his own family, so he wants to branch out and create it himself. Now, I do think that Lydia, if you want emotions, Lydia will give you a lot of that, okay? And of course, this ain't no spoiler. We all know they got married. Lydia was looking scrumptious in that dress. And I know a lot of people, for some reason, are talking down on Milton. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I think Milton is one of the best men, particularly black men, that we have seen being represented on this show. He's 24 years old, but he's already making six figures. He's got a master's degree, going on a PhD. The way he handled Uche was a masterclass on how to be a man 101. He dog-walked Uche. Uche thought he was smart. Milton showed him there were levels and that he was intelligent. The way Milton handled that situation, in my opinion, is probably the best scene that we have seen all year. However, will this marriage last? I'm not here to talk down on it, but I do think that Lydia will try to fight Milton on who will control the marriage or lead the marriage. And I don't think Milton is gonna just let Lydia dog walk him, but I think that Milton will realize sooner than later that if it's not Lydia's way, then it's the highway. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Love is Blind Season 5. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. This season was trash. Now, if you like drama, this season was the best season ever. But if you like the marriages and being able to see different types of couples, this was not it. Anyway, I think the reunion is going to be lit. I may do a review on that. It's your boy Jones, and I'm out. Peace.